Guys, so yesterday for the Philippines, yesterday, I don't know if it was yesterday for USA, but I don't know. I'm pissed right now. Yesterday, I found out that President Trump has decided to bomb nuclear facilities in Iran. This is an ongoing matter. I did not expect to do this live today. Actually, my live today was supposed to be more about motivation. Maybe I can tie it into that somehow. But instead, this happens. Now, some of you may know that I'm not a hardcore Trump supporter. I definitely support some of the ideas that was supposed to be behind the MAGA movement. And well, it seems like, I don't know how else to put this, but it just seems like Trump has betrayed the MAGA movement. I heard people say that MAGA's betrayed them. MAGA means Make America Great Again. But I would say that it was more of Trump betraying MAGA. He betrayed his own ideas. One of the reasons I wanted Trump to win was because he promised no new wars. And guess what? No new wars means not getting into a new war. And I'm so tired of hearing the excuse. I keep seeing it and hearing it from people who I would say are brainwashed that, well, Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. Okay. We were still promised no new wars. I hold that promise more important. I am pissed that this has happened. I will not, absolutely will not stay in the MAGA camp now. Instead, I'll probably end up going back to the Forward Party, which was a party that started back in 2020 or 21 with Andrew Yang in the Democrat Party. When the Democrats screwed him over, he started his own party. Hello. Just talking about how pissed I am with President Trump and what he's done. Hello, hello. Hi from the Philippines. But I am pretty pissed. And I'm not saying I'm leaving the MAGA movement for sure, but I will not support any politician who supports this. Yeah, it's not okay. I wanted Trump to win for one main reason, or well, for several, but one of the big ones was his promise to not put us in another new war. And I expected him to keep that promise because the first time he was in office, he did keep that promise. He did not start a new war. He was the only president we had that no new wars happened. Hi, hello. He was the only president we had in a long time where no new wars had started. And so I expected the same thing to happen this time around. And it didn't. And I am so angry because I see people defending it. If I had to choose, I would definitely choose Trump. And then Obama, and then Biden. Biden was just, I don't like Kamala either. Kamala was so, like, she didn't have any real ideas. And when she was asked, like, they were the most, people were so upset with how the economy was going, and they asked Kamala, like, what would she do anything different? Would she have done anything different? And she basically said no. She'd keep doing the same thing. And she was no different than Biden. They basically were believing wanted to do the same thing. I didn't like it. So if I had to choose between those four, Trump. Still, I still support some of the stuff that Trump does. I mean, there's a reason I wanted him to win, and it was more than just no new wars. But Biden is really old. Biden, well, Trump is really old too, but Trump has he's a lot more mentally fit, I guess. I don't know how to put it. Like Biden, people kept saying with Biden, people who did not support Biden or who were in the middle, they didn't know who to support. They kept telling the Biden supporters, they kept telling the Democrats that, hey, something's wrong with this guy. Like, you can't keep him on the ticket. Something is wrong. And nobody would listen. Everybody could see it, but they were in denial. I know they could see it. They were just in denial. They didn't want to admit it. And well, sure enough, it comes out this year that he had cancer and he was sick. Or I have no idea who those are, actually. I don't know much about a lot of the world political leaders. The only ones I know for sure are the ones in the USA and the ones in the Philippines, because I live in the Philippines. I thought you were talking about politicians. I don't know much about soccer, but Renardo. Sorry, I cannot say his name right now. I actually follow him on Twitter, on X. It's because he posts some really inspirational stuff all the time. He's always talking about family. I didn't recognize the name until you said it. He's a really cool guy, though, from what I've seen. Now, he doesn't follow me, obviously. He's famous as hell, so why would he follow me? But yeah, the whole MAGA movement right now is I feel like it's going to split apart. They're going to be the people who hold to the ideas of MAGA, make America great again, and not the person who started it, which was Trump. And then there are going to be people who stand behind Trump no matter what. I would definitely be the kind of person who would stand behind the ideas, because I don't stand behind a person. I don't support any one person. I support ideas. I think that some of the stuff he was doing was great. I still like some of the stuff he's done. However, one of the main reasons I wanted him to win was because of his promise of not getting us into any new wars. That was a promise he had made, and he didn't keep it. I mean, you can laugh all you want about it, but the last time he was in office, he did not start any new wars. He was the only president we had in decades, even now, that there was no new wars under his watch. So I expected the same thing this time around. Because if you can keep your promise once, you can keep it again. Well, he didn't keep it this time. He has helped lower the cost of drugs. Things were going good, starting to turn around with the economy, and then he decided he was going to attack Iran. And that's just going to mess up everything. Unfortunately, the people who support it are like, yeah, Iran can't have nukes and whatnot, and okay, that's fine. But he still made the promise: no new wars. And no new wars means no new wars. That's exactly what it means. So whether you think that or not, it doesn't matter to me. There are reasons I voted for, or I wanted him to win. All right, see ya. Have a good day. God bless. But there are reasons that I wanted Trump to win. Yes, it is, and it's cold. Or no, it's not cold, but it gets cold in Sweden. I want to go to Sweden. But yep, see ya. Good night. I should say, not have a good day. But I'm just so angry because one of the reasons I wanted Trump to win was because he made the promise of no new wars. Iran not having nukes, okay. Probably the same time tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a live every day while I'm walking, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, somewhere around there. I'll try to. I can't make a guarantee, but I'll try to. I'm really busy with homework and all this other stuff I have to do because I'm getting my master's in space studies, and Mondays through Wednesdays are very busy online. I probably will. You're from Sweden, so I probably will. Unless you use a different account. All right. Well, have a wonderful night. And sleep well, my friend. But yeah, as a supporter, I did support Trump. I really did want him to win against Kamala because of his promise of no new wars. And I know everybody's saying Iran doesn't need nukes, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Well, one of the reasons I voted for Trump, or I wanted Trump to win, is because he made a promise for no new wars. And last time he was in office, he kept that promise. So I expected him to keep that promise this time. There's a car coming up behind me really slow. I don't know why. Oh, they're pulling in there. So for me going forward, what's going to happen is if any politician who runs for president says they have supported what Trump has done with Iran, unless something happens that completely changes my mind. If any politician comes forward and says they have supported what he's done, I will not vote for them. As far as bombing Iran, I won't vote for them. If he continues to do some of the major things that I did not want him to do, I like bombing countries or the stupid war stuff that I'm so tired of. If he continues to do stuff like that, then I will just not associate myself with his movement. Or if I do, it's just the ideas. It's not going to be the person. I am considering going back to the Forward Party because that was the party I officially said that I belonged to before I voted for Trump this time, or before this last election. I tend to be a lot more libertarian. I tend to I just don't care what people do. If they, as long as they're not hurting anybody, as long as they're taking care of their family, if they have a family, especially kids, as long as that's okay, as long as that's going good, then, live your life however you want. And that's how I feel. I'm very libertarian. I'm libertarian on gun ownership. I'm libertarian on things like drug use. I'm libertarian on the work you do if you choose to do it. I just don't care. If you're not bothering anybody and that's how you want to live your life, then be happy. But I'm also a person who doesn't believe that USA should be the world's police. They just shouldn't. In no way should the USA be the world's police. And now they're doing this crap with Israel, and I've had it. I'm not happy. And Trump can spin it however he wants, but at this point, I hate to say it, but I think his favorability rating is going to drop. And whoever he supports for the 2028 election, unless something drastic happens that fixes this problem, I think that whoever he supports or whoever's supporting him, if they run in 2028, it's not going to be good. I think this is going to cost the MAGA movement elections. Again, I may be wrong. I hope something good comes out of this. I hope something can change my mind completely, and maybe I'll come back. I'll go back to being a full-fledged MAGA supporter. But until that happens, I can't. One of the top 3 reasons I voted for Trump was to not get in another war. And he broke that. I don't care what these war hawks like Lindsey Graham or Ted Cruz or little Ben Shapiro. I don't care what any of them say. I really do not care. I never supported Lindsey Graham. I used to support Ted Cruz, and I used to support Ben Shapiro. I used to love Ben Shapiro until he became a fucking shill for Israel. Now I can't stand him. The same for Dr. Peterson. They just become shills for Israel and supporting this stupid war that they shouldn't be exploring. Exploring. I read something and said something that they shouldn't be supporting. But that's my view on it, guys. That's my take. I am just at a loss for words right now. Of all the promises I did not expect him to break, it was the one about wars. Because of all the promises he definitely did not break in 2016 to 2020, he did not break starting a war. He didn't break that promise. And you may not like, well, this is how I look at it. Trump has a big ego. You may not like that he has a big ego. That may annoy you, that may piss you off, it may do whatever it does. I don't know. But his big ego, in my opinion, the fact that he has a big ego, it would have led me to believe that he would want to leave a mark in his presidency that would make people absolutely love him, because he has that ego and he wants to be praised. And I think that again, something big happens, unless something big happens, I think this is going to follow him through the rest of his presidency, and it could seriously screw up MAGA's chances of winning an election, unless they can distance themselves from this war. And look, I'm a vet. I'm former military. I was in the army. Hello. I was in the army. I know how war goes and whatnot. And I would never say that we shouldn't be in a war. If someone attacks us, then we have every right to attack back. But in no way would Iran ever be able to seriously consider attacking the USA. Not in 100 years, not in 200 years. And everybody was praising Israel. They were saying, "Look how good Israel's doing. Israel's doing great." And then they say, "Yeah, bring in America." Why? What's the point? If you're going to claim Israel is doing great, that Israel's holding their own in the war, then let Israel fucking fight their own. Yeah. Let Israel fight their own war. If they're doing so great, they don't need our help. It's so frustrating. It's you support someone like Trump, like I did, so this stuff wouldn't happen, and it didn't happen the first time, and you expect it not to happen this time, and within the first few months, it happens. It's annoying. I voted for him for economy, immigration, and the war stuff. And to be fair, I guess he's kept his promise on immigration pretty good. Not as good as Obama. Obama did much better job, but on deporting people. But he has kept people out who would come in illegally. Economy, it was starting to get better. And then he starts this stupid war. So yeah, you guys, I am pissed, and I cannot support the MAGA movement right now. I can't support this part of the MAGA movement. And if something doesn't happen, so something good doesn't come out of this, I will just, I don't know. I will probably go back to the Forward Party with Andrew Yang. I'm libertarian, but I also have a lot of, like, my beliefs are all over the place. I'm libertarian on most things when it comes to freedom. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Buy whatever you want. Live however you want. Do whatever work you want. So long as you're not hurting anybody else, I don't care. I really don't. I support less taxes. However, I do support finding a way to make healthcare either more affordable or universal. So I have beliefs all over the place. I definitely support colleges, at least finding a way to make colleges more affordable. Luckily, because I was in the military, I get my tuition paid for free. Well, through the military. So, my ideas are all over the place. But for some of the things that were important to me, MAGA enshrined that. And, well, this happens. The Forward Party, though, which was a party that was started by Andrew Yang, it started back in 2021, I think. It was when he was running he was running for a Democrat in 2020, and the Democrats have their I cannot be a Democrat unless it's a person I really believe in, but the Democrats supported, they threw all their money toward Joe Biden after Kamala Harris crashed and burned when Tulsi Gabbard torched her all over the stage. Good morning. That from that time on, I never liked Kamala Harris. She just seemed so fake and disingenuous, and I loved Tulsi Gabbard after that. That's another reason I wanted Trump to win, is because Tulsi Gabbard was on his cabinet, and I like Tulsi Gabbard. And I would support Tulsi Gabbard if she ever ran for president. I supported her in 2020, her and Andrew Yang, but he got screwed over a lot, didn't get asked a lot of questions. I used to rank how the debates went, and I would judge how good each person did. And how I would do that is if they would answer, whether watch a Negro or a Negro. Oh my, I can't believe well, that's okay. I'm in the Philippines. The Philippines don't care, but so stupid. But, what was I saying? Damn it. Yay. Oh yeah, Andrew Yang. I would rank how they were doing in the debates, and I don't know why people like Bernie Sanders. He was so bad. He was terrible in the debates. He would be asked a question about something, and he would just randomly go off about the top 1%. He wouldn't even answer the question. He didn't, because he had no answer for it. The same with Kamala Harris. The same with that stupid lying Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren. I literally went through every question. I had a paper and pen, and I wrote down how many questions each candidate was asked, and how many they actually answered instead of changing the topic. And Andrew Yang was the only one. He didn't get asked many questions because the media didn't like him, I guess. And he was the only one who answered every question directly and to the point. It was just him. People like Sanders and Warren and Harris, they were all so fake. So fake they wouldn't even answer simple questions. They had to change the topic. So I would never vote for any of them. Never. I don't like them. I still call Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas because she is a liar. She's worthless. She's a piece of crap. I go at her all the time on Twitter. She's a terrible human being. Same with Bernie Sanders. I watched him debate Ted Cruz one-on-one on health care, I think it was. And again, Ted Cruz just kind of wiped the floor with him because his only response was always the top 1%, fair share, blah, 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 blah. He wouldn't even answer the questions. He wouldn't bring any statistics. Cruz was the only one who did. When I watch debates, I don't watch debates to watch my side win an argument. I watch debates to see if people will actually answer the questions and if they answer them in a good way. And I'm telling you, every time I've watched Those stupid far left liberals debate. People like Bernie Sanders, people like Elizabeth Warren. I wouldn't say Kamala Harris is far left, but she's one of them too. Every single time I've seen it, and I've wrote down the questions, and I see how many of the questions they actually answer, and they just don't. Most of the questions they try to deflect it to something else because they're cowards. They're stupid. Oh, okay, guys. Sorry, I went off on a rant, and I shouldn't have. But anyhow, guys, I want to head out now. I'm about to lose my temper talking about politics, and I just need to go for a walk and relax. Now that I'm all worked up, sorry, today was supposed to be a different live, but I'm pissed about what happened with President Trump and his decision with Iran. All right, guys. Know that y'all are valuable and that you matter. God bless. Peace.